People always say, I could never do what you do. I'd get too attached. That's the whole point. But nobody tells you how to handle that attachment when you're packing their Christmas presents into a suitcase for another family. The presents were wrapped. Beautiful paper with snowmen and reindeer. Tags that said, to Leo, from Santa. A bike with training wheels. The superhero action figures he'd been asking for since September. The light-up shoes. The art set. The books. All the things I'd been collecting for months, imagining his face on Christmas morning. Now I was putting them in a box, taping it shut, writing his name on top, sending them with him to his new family. His forever family. The family that wasn't us. I should have been happy. This was the goal. This was what foster care was supposed to do. Take a child who needed temporary care, love them, heal them, and then send them to their permanent home. Mission accomplished. Success story. Happy ending. So why did it feel like my heart was being ripped out? Leo had come to us a year ago. Almost exactly a year. December 28th. 3 days after Christmas. A scared, skinny 6-year-old with huge brown eyes and a garbage bag full of clothes that didn't fit. His mother had relapsed. Again. This time, child services had decided enough was enough. No more chances. No more reunification attempts. Leo needed a permanent home. But first, he needed a temporary one. While the paperwork was processed. While they searched for relatives. While they figured out what permanent looked like for this particular child. That's where we came in. My husband John and I, experienced foster parents. Empty nesters. Our own children grown and gone. Our house too quiet. Our love with nowhere to go. Leo had been our 7th placement in 5 years. We learned by then how to do this. How to open our home. How to be steady and consistent and kind. How to give children what they needed during the hardest times of their lives. We'd also learned how to let go. How to pack their bags and smile and say goodbye and wish them well. How to be happy for them when they went to their forever families. How to not fall apart until after they left. But Leo was different. They all say that, I know. Every foster parent says this about some kid. This one was special. This one was different. Like the other kids didn't matter as much. Like the other goodbyes didn't hurt. But Leo was different for me. Maybe because he came to us so broken. Maybe because the healing took so long. Maybe because he'd been with us longer than any of the others. Maybe because he'd wormed his way into parts of my heart I thought I'd closed off. Or maybe because he called me Mom. It had happened 6 months in. June. A hot day. We were in the backyard. Leo was playing with the water table we'd set up for him. John was grilling. Normal, everyday stuff. And Leo had looked up at me and said, Mom, can I have a popsicle? Just like that. So casual. Like it was the most natural thing in the world. My heart had stopped. John had looked at me, his face careful. We'd both frozen. Leo had noticed. Is that okay? He'd asked, suddenly uncertain. That I call you Mom? And what was I supposed to say? No. You can't call me that because you're not really mine? Because someday you'll leave and it will hurt too much if you call me Mom? Of course it's okay, I'd said. My voice had cracked. You can call me Mom if you want to. His face had lit up. And can I call John Dad? Absolutely, John had said, coming over to ruffle Leo's hair. We'd be honored. And just like that, we were Mom and Dad. Not foster mom and foster dad. Not Susan and John. But Mom and Dad. The names that meant something. The names that implied permanence. We should have corrected him. Should have maintained boundaries. Should have reminded him that we were temporary. That his forever family was out there somewhere. That this wasn't permanent. But we didn't. Because we loved him. Because hearing him call us Mom and Dad filled something in us. Because we were attached. Exactly like everyone had warned us about. The call had come 2 weeks ago. December 9th. I remembered the exact date because it was Leo's 7th birthday. We'd thrown him a party. Just us and a few kids from his school. Pizza and cake and presents. Leo blowing out candles. Making a wish. I wonder what he'd wished for. I wonder if he'd wished to stay with us forever. That evening, after the party, after Leo was in bed, the social worker had called. I have news, Rachel had said. Her voice had that tone. The one that meant something big was happening. We found a family for Leo. Couple in their 30s. They've been approved. They're ready. They want him. My stomach had dropped. Already? We thought it would take longer. We thought we'd have more time. I know, Rachel had said gently. But this is good news, Susan. This is what we've been working toward. A permanent placement. A forever home. This is what Leo needs. When? I'd asked. My voice had sounded far away. Like someone else was speaking. They want to start the transition right away. Meet him next week. Then supervised visits. Then unsupervised. Then a trial weekend. If everything goes well, he'll move in with them permanently on December 23rd. December 23rd. 2 days before Christmas. The worst possible timing. Or maybe the best possible timing, depending on how you looked at it. He'd spend Christmas with his new family. His forever family. Start building those memories with them instead of us. That's fast, I'd said. I know, Rachel had said again. But they're experienced. They've adopted before. They have another child already. A girl, 8 years old. They think Leo will fit right in. They're excited to meet him. Excited. They were excited. While I was dying inside. How do we tell him? I'd asked. Carefully, Rachel had said. Honestly. Let him know this is good news. That this is his forever family. That he'll still remember you. That you'll always care about him. But that it's time for him to go to his permanent home. After we hung up, John and I had sat at the kitchen table. Not talking. Just sitting. Both of us processing. Both of us grieving something that hadn't even happened yet. This is good, John had finally said. This is what's supposed to happen. We always knew he wouldn't stay forever. I know, I'd said. I know that. But it doesn't make it easier. Do you wish we'd adopted him ourselves? John had asked. The question we'd been dancing around for months. The question we were supposed to have a clear answer to. Yes, I'd admitted. God help me, yes. I wish he was ours. I wish we could keep him. But we can't. We're foster parents. That's not what we do. We're the bridge, not the destination. We could have tried, John had said. We could have asked to adopt him. And then what? I'd said. We stop being foster parents? We close our home to the other kids who need temporary care? How many children have we helped in 5 years? How many more will we help if we keep doing this? One child versus dozens. How do we choose? It was the conversation we had after every placement. The temptation to keep them. To adopt them. To make them ours permanently. The math of foster care that never quite added up. The impossible choice between depth and breadth. One child forever or many children temporarily. We'd always chosen many. Always said yes to the next placement. Always opened our home again. Always believed we could do more good as temporary parents than as permanent ones. But it hurt. Every single time it hurt. We'd told Leo the next morning. Sat him down before school. Tried to make it sound exciting. Leo, honey, we have some news. The social workers found a family for you. A forever family. A mom and dad who want to adopt you. Who want you to be their son. Isn't that wonderful? Leo had stared at us. His face had gone blank. That look he'd had when he first came to us. Shut down. Protective. Scared. But I'm already your son, he'd said quietly. And there it was. The truth we'd been avoiding. The name he'd been calling us. The family he thought he'd already found. You'll always be special to us, I'd said. My voice was shaking. We'll always love you. But Leo, we're foster parents. That means we take care of kids temporarily. Until they can go to their forever families. And now your forever family is ready. They want to meet you. They're so excited. But I don't want a forever family, Leo had said. I want to stay here. With you and Dad. This is my home. I looked at John. Seen my own heartbreak reflected in his face. Sweetheart, John had said. This family is really special. They have a little girl. You'll have a sister. And they have a dog. You've always wanted a dog, remember? We could get a dog, Leo had said, his voice rising. You could adopt me. I don't want another family. I want you. This was the nightmare scenario. The one they warned you about in training. The child who wants to stay. Who's bonded? Who thinks of you as family? And you have to tell them no. You have to send them away. You have to break their heart for their own good. It doesn't work that way, I'd said gently. The decision has been made. This family is your family now. We're going to help you transition. We're going to make it as easy as possible. But Leo, you have to trust us. This is what's best for you. How do you know? He'd asked. Tears were running down his face. How do you know they're better than you? Because they can be forever, I'd said. And we can only be temporary. You deserve forever, Leo. You deserve a family that will always be yours. That's what these people are offering you. He'd run to his room, slammed the door. We'd let him, given him space to process, to grieve, to be angry at us for sending him away. Later, I'd found him in his bed, curled up, clutching the stuffed bear we'd given him when he first arrived, the one he slept with every night, the one that had been his comfort through the hard early days. Can I take Bear with me? He'd asked. Of course, I'd said. Bear is yours. You can take whatever you want. What about you? He'd asked. Can I take you with me? I'd sat on his bed, pulled him into my lap. Let him cry. You'll take me in your heart, I'd said. I'll always be there. Always. Even when you're with your new family. Even when you're all grown up. I'll always be the person who loved you when you needed it most. I don't want to leave, he'd whispered. I know, I'd said. I don't want you to leave either. But sometimes love means letting go. Sometimes the best thing we can do for someone is help them find their forever. The meeting with the adoptive parents had happened 3 days later. Rachel had brought them to our house. Mark and Jennifer. Nice people. Warm. Excited. They'd brought their daughter Mia. 8 years old. Sweet. Friendly. She'd immediately tried to engage Leo. Want to see pictures of our house? You'll have your own room. And we have a dog named Cooper. He's really friendly. Leo had been polite but distant, answering questions in one-word responses, not making eye contact. I'd recognized it as his protective mode, the walls going up, the emotional shutdown that had taken us months to break through. Mark and Jennifer hadn't seemed fazed. We understand this is hard, Jennifer had said to Leo. You don't have to like us right away. We're going to take our time, get to know each other. There's no pressure. They'd stayed for an hour, then scheduled another visit for 2 days later, then another, building up slowly, trying to create connection, trying to help Leo see them as family. But Leo wasn't cooperating. He was civil but cold, going through the motions, letting them take him for ice cream and to the park and to their house to see his future room, but keeping his emotional distance, making it clear where his loyalty lay. He'll warm up, Rachel kept saying. Once he moves in, once he realizes this is permanent, he'll bond with them. Children are resilient. He'll adjust. And I was wishing ill on them, hoping they'd fail, praying for their car to break down. Also, I could keep a child who wasn't mine, who'd never been mine, who I'd always known would leave. This was why they warned you not to get attached. This was why maintaining professional boundaries was so important. This was why foster care training spent weeks teaching you how to let go. Because when you got attached, you started thinking crazy things, hoping for things you shouldn't hope for, putting your needs above the child's needs. And that wasn't fair to anyone. Not to Leo. Not to Mark and Jennifer. Not even to yourself. I'd gone to Leo's room that evening. Last night before he left. He was packing. Slowly. Carefully selecting what to take. What to leave behind. Can I help? I'd asked. He'd nodded. We'd folded clothes together in silence. Packed his favorite books. His Lego sets. His art projects from school. All the tangible pieces of the life he'd lived here. Do Mark and Jennifer celebrate Christmas? He'd asked suddenly. Of course they do, I'd said. They're so excited to spend Christmas with you. They have stockings ready. And Mia helped them decorate the tree. Your stocking is already up on their mantle. What does it look like? Leo had asked. My stocking? I don't know, I'd admitted. But I'm sure it's perfect. Will it have my name on it? He'd asked. Will it say Leo? I'm sure it will, I'd said. He'd been quiet for a moment. Then, can I take the stocking from here? The one you made for me. The stocking. I'd knitted it when he first arrived. Spent hours on it. Red and green with his name across the top. Elio in white letters. The first Christmas item that had truly been his. Of course you can take it, I'd said. It's yours. I made it for you. But then you won't have it, he'd said. To remember me. I don't need a stocking to remember you, I'd said. My voice had cracked. Leo, I could never forget you. Ever. You'll always be in my heart. But I won't be in your house, he'd said. His voice was small. Scared. I won't be here anymore. No, I'd said honestly. You won't be here. You'll be at your new house. With Mark and Jennifer and Mia. Living your new life. Will you get another kid? He'd asked. Another foster kid to live in my room? The question had gutted me. Eventually, I'd said. That's what we do. We help kids who need temporary homes. But no one will replace you, Leo. Every child is different. Every child is special. You'll always be you. You'll always be the little boy who called me mom. That's yours forever. He'd thrown his arms around me, buried his face in my shoulder. I don't want to go, he'd whispered. Please don't make me go. Please let me stay. I'd held him. Let him cry. Cried with him. I'm so sorry, I'd said. I'm so sorry this is hard. But Leo, this is your chance at forever. Mark and Jennifer want you forever. They want to be your parents forever. That's something I can't give you. No matter how much I want to. Why not? He'd asked. Why can't you be forever? Because we're foster parents, I'd explained again. We made a choice to help many children temporarily instead of one child permanently. It's not that we don't love you enough. It's that we love all the children who need help. And if we keep you, we can't help them. I don't care about them, Leo had said. Selfish. Honest. 7 years old. I just want to stay with you. I know, I'd said. I know you do. But sometimes grown-ups have to make hard decisions. And this is one of them. We have to let you go to your forever family. Even though it breaks our hearts. Even though we want to keep you. We have to do what's best for you. And forever is what's best. He'd cried himself to sleep that night. I'd stayed with him. Sat in the chair next to his bed. Watched him sleep one last time. Memorized his face. The curve of his cheek. The way his hair fell across his forehead. The peaceful expression when he finally stopped crying. This was my last night as his mother. Tomorrow he'd go to Jennifer. She'd tuck him in. She'd be the one to kiss him goodnight. She'd be the one he called for when he had nightmares. She'd be Mom. And I'd be Susan. The foster mother he used to have. The morning of December 23rd arrived too quickly. I'd barely slept. Just lay awake, listening to the house. The sounds of Leo sleeping down the hall. The last night he'd be under our roof. At 6 a.m. I gave up on sleep. Got up. Started making breakfast. Leo's favorite, chocolate chip pancakes. One last meal together. One last morning routine. John came down. Wrapped his arms around me from behind. You okay? He'd asked. No, I'd said honestly. I'm really not. But I will be. Eventually, Leo had appeared at 7. Dressed. His suitcase by his door. Bare under his arm. Ready to go even though he didn't want to. Morning, sweetheart, I'd said. Pancakes. He'd nodded. We'd eaten together. The three of us. Quiet. Everyone trying to memorize the moment. Everyone trying to pretend this was normal. Just another breakfast. Just another day. Except it wasn't. This was the last breakfast. The last day. The last morning Leo would be ours. At 9, we'd started loading his things into the car. Mark and Jennifer would transfer everything to their car when they arrived. All his belongings. All the pieces of his life here. Packed up. Ready to move to his new home. The boxes of Christmas presents went in last. I'd attached a note to each one. For Leo's first Christmas with you. We hope he enjoys them. Love, Susan and John. Love. Past tense. Already. We were already becoming the parents he used to have. At 9:45, a car pulled up. Mark and Jennifer. Right on time. Punctual. Reliable. Exactly what you wanted in forever parents. They came to the door. Warm smiles. Mia with them. She ran up to Leo. I'm so excited you're coming home today. I helped Mom make cookies for you. Your favorite kind. We asked Susan what kind you like. They'd asked me. Included me. Tried to make this easier by incorporating pieces of Leo's life here into his life there. It was thoughtful. Kind. generous. And it made me want to scream. Because they were taking everything. My role. My knowledge. My child. I smiled instead. That was really sweet of you, Mia. Leo loves chocolate chip cookies. I know, Mia said. Susan told us. And we got the kind with extra chocolate chips. Just like you make. Mark and Jennifer came inside. Looked around. Taking in the home where Leo had lived for a year. The life he was leaving behind. Thank you, Jennifer said to me. For taking such good care of him. For loving him. For preparing him for this. I didn't prepare him, I said honestly. He doesn't want to go. He wants to stay. But this is what's best for him. Forever is what's best. We'll take good care of him, Mark promised. We'll love him. We'll be patient while he adjusts. We know this is hard. It's hard for everyone, John said. His voice was steady, but I could hear the emotion underneath. But it's right. You're his family now. His forever family. Leo came down the stairs. One last time. Carrying his backpack. His special things. Bear tucked under his arm. He looked at me. His eyes pleading. One last hope that I'd change my mind. That I'd say he could stay. I knelt down. I level with him. I love you, I said. I will always love you. You will always be special to me. Always. But it's time to go to your new family now. It's time to start your forever. I don't want forever with them, Leo said. I want forever with you. I know, I said. Tears were streaming down my face. I know you do. But Leo, they can give you things I can't. Permanence. Stability. A sister. A future. That's what you deserve. That's what you need. I just need you, he said. Jennifer stepped forward. Gentle. Patient. Leo, why don't we go look at the house again? You can show me which room you want. And we can let Cooper out to play. He's been waiting to see you. Leo looked at me. I nodded. Go on, I said. It's okay. I'll be okay. You'll be okay. We'll all be okay. Lie. None of us would be okay. Not for a long time. But that was okay too. Grief was part of love. Pain was part of letting go. This hurt because it mattered. Because Leo mattered. Because the year we'd had together had been real and meaningful and life-changing. Jennifer took Leo's hand. Led him toward the door. Mia followed, chattering about the dog and the cookies and Leo's new room. Mark started loading things into their car. John helped. Moving boxes. Transferring belongings. Dismantling the life Leo had built here. At the door, Leo pulled away from Jennifer. Ran back to me. Threw his arms around me one last time. I love you, Mom, he said. Mom. He still called me Mom. Would Jennifer let him keep calling me that? Would she want him to? Or would she want that name for herself? I love you too, baby, I said. So much. Forever and ever. No matter where you are or who you're with, I love you. Then he was gone. Out the door. Into the car. Buckled into his seat. Jennifer next to him. Mark driving. Mia waving. And they pulled away. I watched until I couldn't see the car anymore. Stood in the doorway. Watching my son drive away. To his new life. His forever life. The life that didn't include me. John closed the door. Wrapped his arms around me. We stood there. In our too quiet house. In the sudden, devastating emptiness. And we cried. We cried for Leo. For the child we loved and lost. We cried for ourselves. For the grief of letting go. We cried for all the foster children we'd loved and released. For all the goodbyes that had broken our hearts. For all the necessary, impossible pain of foster care. When we finally stopped crying, John made coffee. We sat at the kitchen table. The same table where Leo had eaten breakfast. Where he'd done homework. Where we'd had family dinners for a year. Now empty. Just the two of us. Again. We did the right thing, John said. Didn't we? Yes, I said. We did the right thing. But God, it hurts. It always hurts, he said. Every time. Every child. It never gets easier. Then why do we keep doing it? I asked. Not really expecting an answer. More just voicing the question I asked myself after every placement. Because they need us, John said. Because in between their trauma and their forever, someone has to love them. Someone has to be the bridge. And we're good at it. We're good at being temporary parents. We're good at loving them and letting them go. I don't feel good at it, I said. I feel like my heart is being ripped out. That's how you know you did it right, he said. If it didn't hurt, we wouldn't have loved him enough. The pain is proof of love. Evidence that we gave him what he needed while he was here. We spent the day trying to keep busy. Cleaned out Leo's room. Washed the sheets. Packed away the toys he'd left behind. The ones that didn't make the cut for his new house. The remnants of his time here. The evidence that he'd existed in our home. In our lives. By evening, his room looked like a guest room again. Clean. Empty. Waiting for the next child. The next temporary placement. The next broken heart. December 24th was worse. Christmas Eve. The day we should have been wrapping last-minute presents and watching Christmas movies and letting Leo stay up late to try to catch Santa. Instead, it was just John and me. Alone in our quiet house. Trying to figure out how to celebrate Christmas when the child we'd been planning it for was gone. We went through the motions. Hung our stockings. John's and mine. Not Leo's. That was at Mark and Jennifer's house now. Hanging on their mantle with their family stockings. Where it belonged. We made dinner. Just for two. No 7-year-old eating chicken nuggets and asking questions and filling the house with noise and life. Just us. The way it used to be before Leo. The way it would be from now on. Until the next placement. Until the next child who needed us temporarily. The phone rang at 7 p.m. Rachel. The social worker. I wanted to check in, she said. See how you're doing. I know today is hard. It's hard, I admitted. Really hard. How's Leo? Is he okay? Jennifer texted me earlier, Rachel said. She said he's adjusting. He's quiet. Not quite himself yet. But he helped decorate cookies this afternoon. And he's excited about Christmas tomorrow. About his stocking and the presents and having a sister. That's good, I said. And I meant it. Even though it hurt. That's what matters. That he's okay. That he's adjusting. He asked if he could call you, Rachel said. To say goodnight. To say Merry Christmas. Would that be okay? I told Jennifer I'd ask first. I don't want to make this harder for you. Yes. No. I didn't know. Hearing his voice would be wonderful and terrible. Would heal me and destroy me. Would remind me why we did this and why it hurt so much. Yes, I said. He can call. I want to hear from him. I want him to know I'm still here. Still thinking about him. Okay, Rachel said. I'll let Jennifer know. She'll have him call in a few minutes. After we hung up, I told John. Leo's going to call, I said. To say Merry Christmas. How do you feel about that? He asked. I don't know, I said honestly. But I need to hear his voice. Need to know he's okay. Even if it breaks my heart all over again. The phone rang 10 minutes later. I answered immediately. Hello. Mom. Leo's voice. Small. Uncertain. Like he wasn't sure if he was still allowed to call me that. Hi, baby, I said. My voice cracked. How are you? Are you okay? I'm okay, he said. Jennifer made cookies. And Mia showed me her room. And Cooper is really nice. He likes me. I'm so glad, I said. It sounds like you're having a good time. It's okay, he said. But I miss you. I miss Dad. I miss our house. We miss you too, I said. So much. But Leo, you're making new memories now. With your new family. With Mark and Jennifer and Mia. That's good. That's how it's supposed to be. Are you going to have Christmas without me? He asked. We are, I said. But it won't be the same without you. You made our Christmas special this year. I wanted to be there, he said. I wanted to open presents with you. I wanted to see if Santa came to our house. Our house. He still called it that. Even though it wasn't his house anymore. Santa will come to your new house, I said. He knows where you are. He'll bring you wonderful things. And you'll have Mia to open presents with. That will be fun. Having a sister on Christmas morning. I guess, he said. Not convinced. Not ready to let go of the Christmas he'd imagined with us. Leo, listen to me, I said. I need you to try. Really try. With Mark and Jennifer. With Mia. They're your family now. Your forever family. And they love you. They chose you. They want you. Give them a chance. Open your heart to them. Let them in. Can you do that for me? There was silence. Then, okay, I'll try. That's my boy, I said. That's all anyone can ask. Just try. And Leo? You can always call me. Anytime you need to. Jennifer knows that. She said you can call whenever you want. I'll always answer. Always. Promise, he asked. I promise, I said. I will always be here for you. Even if I'm not in the same house. Even if I'm not your mom anymore. I'll always care about you. Always. You'll always be my mom, he said. Fierce. Determined. You'll always be my first mom. Jennifer can be my second mom. But you're my first. First mom. Second mom. The language of adoption that tried to make room for everyone. That tried to honor all the people who loved a child. I'm honored to be your first mom, I said. And I know Jennifer will be a wonderful second mom. You're a lucky boy. To have so many people who love you. I don't feel lucky, he said quietly. I know, I said. But you are. And someday you'll see that. Someday you'll understand. For now, just trust us. Trust that the grown-ups know what's best. Trust that this is your forever. Jennifer's voice in the background. Gentle. Leo, it's time to get ready for bed. Say goodnight to Susan. I have to go, Leo said. Jennifer says it's bedtime. Okay, I said. Merry Christmas, Leo. I love you. Merry Christmas, Mom. I love you too. Then he was gone. The phone went silent. And I was left holding it, staring at it, wishing I could reach through it and pull him back, pull him home, keep him forever. But I couldn't. He wasn't mine to keep. He never had been. John held me while I cried. Again. Always again. The tears that came in waves. That surprised me with their intensity, even though I should have been used to them by now. It gets easier, John said. Remember? After all the other placements? It hurt this much at first. But then it got easier. We adjusted. We remembered the good we did. We opened our home to the next child. And the pain became bearable. What if it doesn't get easier this time? I asked. What if I can't let go of Leo? What if this is the one that breaks me? Then we take a break, John said. We take time to heal. We don't take another placement right away. We give ourselves space to grieve. But there are children who need us, I said. Right now. Tonight. There's probably a child somewhere being removed from their home. Scared. Traumatized. Needing a safe place to land. How can we take a break when children need us? Because we can't help anyone if we're broken, John said. Because we have to take care of ourselves before we can take care of others. Because even foster parents need time to heal. He was right. Logically. But emotionally, I felt guilty. Felt like taking time for myself was selfish. Was abandoning children who needed help. Was putting my feelings above their needs. We went to bed early. There was nothing else to do. No child to tuck in. No bedtime stories to read. No last checks to make sure he was sleeping okay. Just us. In our too big house. In our too quiet life. I couldn't sleep. Got up at midnight. Walked through the house. Stopped at Leo's room. Opened the door. Stood in the doorway looking at the empty space. This room had held so much life. So much noise and mess and joy. Leo playing with Legos. Leo doing homework at his desk. Leo sleeping in his bed, Bear tucked under his arm. Now it was just a room. Waiting for the next child. The next temporary placement. The next heart I'd have to love and release. I closed the door. Went back to bed. Lay awake until dawn. Listening to John breathe. Trying to accept that this was our Christmas now. Just the two of us. No child running in at 6 a.m. No excited shouts about presents. No magic. The day after Christmas, Rachel called again. I wanted to give you an update, she said. Jennifer called me this morning. She said Christmas went really well. Leo was engaged. Excited. He played with Mia. He helped Mark make breakfast. He's starting to open up. That's wonderful, I said. And I meant it. Even through the pain. She also said he talks about you, Rachel continued. A lot. About things you did together. Things you taught him. Memories from his time with you. She wants you to know she's not trying to erase that. She's letting him talk about you. Letting him keep those memories. She thinks it's important. That's very generous of her, I said. My voice cracked. She wanted me to ask you something, Rachel said. She wants to know if you'd be open to occasional visits. Maybe once a month or once every few months. She thinks it would help Leo. Help him understand that you're still part of his life. That you didn't abandon him. That you still care. Visits. Seeing Leo. Regularly. Watching him grow up. Being part of his life even though I wasn't his parent anymore. It sounded wonderful. It sounded torturous. It sounded like exactly what I needed and exactly what would destroy me. Can I think about it? I asked. Of course, Rachel said. There's no pressure. It's entirely up to you. But Jennifer wanted you to know the option is there. That she's not trying to cut you out. That she understands you're important to Leo. After we hung up, I talked to John about it. What do you think? Should we see him? Would that make it harder or easier? I don't know, John said honestly. Maybe both. Maybe it would hurt to see him but also heal us. Maybe watching him thrive would make the pain worth it. Or maybe it would just prolong the grief, I said. Maybe clean breaks are better. Maybe we should let him settle into his new life without us confusing things. He's already settled, John pointed out. He's already bonding. Jennifer's offering this because she thinks it will help Leo, not because he can't let go. Maybe seeing us occasionally will actually make it easier for him. Will help him understand that loving us and loving them aren't mutually exclusive. We talked about it for days. The pros and cons. The risks and benefits. The emotional toll it would take versus the comfort it might provide. Finally, we decided. Yes, we would see Leo. Not often. Maybe every other month. Just for a few hours. Just to let him know we were still here. Still cared. Still loved him. The first visit was scheduled for February. 2 months after he'd left. Enough time for him to really settle in. To bond with his new family. To start feeling like he belonged there. We met at a park. Neutral territory. Jennifer and Mark brought Leo. Mia came too. We all walked together. Played on the playground. Had ice cream. Normal family outing things. Leo ran to me when he saw us. Threw his arms around me. Mom, I missed you so much. I hugged him back. Tight. But not too tight. Had to let him go. Had to remember he wasn't mine anymore. I missed you too, sweetheart, I said. You look good. You look happy. I am happy, he said. Jennifer's teaching me to bake. And Mia lets me play with her toys. And Cooper sleeps in my room at night. And Mark is teaching me to ride my bike without training wheels. He was happy. Genuinely happy. Thriving in his new home. Bonding with his new family. This was what success looked like. So why did it hurt so much? We spent 2 hours together. Leo bounced between us and his new family. Told me about school. About his friends. About his new life. He was the same Leo but also different. More confident. More settled. More sure of his place in the world. When it was time to say goodbye, he hugged me again. When can I see you again? He asked. Soon, I said. We'll do this again soon. Maybe in a couple months. Okay, he said. Then he took Jennifer's hand. Willingly. Naturally. Come on, Mom. Let's go home. Mom. He'd called her Mom. Not second mom. Just Mom. Like it was natural. Like she'd earned the title. Like he'd fully transferred his affection. I should have been happy. This was the goal. This was what we'd worked toward. Leo accepting his new family. Calling Jennifer Mom. Feeling like he belonged. But it hurt. God, it hurt. Because he'd called me Mom first. Because I'd been the one to heal him. To earn his trust. To show him what a mother could be. And then I'd sent him away. To someone who got to keep the love I'd built. Who got to be Mom permanently while I became the occasional visitor. The bridge he'd crossed and mostly left behind. On the drive home, I cried. Again. Still. Would the crying ever stop? And then we'd released him. Sent him to his forever family. Watched him transfer the love we'd built to the people who could keep him. Watched him thrive in ways we never could have provided because we were only ever meant to be temporary. That was the gift of foster care. Not permanence. But preparation. Not forever. But foundation. Not keeping. But releasing. People always said, I could never do what you do. I'd get too attached. They were right. You did get attached. You got completely, devastatingly attached. You loved them with everything you had. You gave them all of yourself. And then you let them go. That was the whole point. The attachment was the whole point. Because children who'd been hurt needed to learn how to attach again. Needed to experience unconditional love. Needed to see what family could be. And then they needed to take that experience to their forever family. To bond there. To attach there. To love there. We were the bridge. The temporary stop. The healing station. The love that prepared them for permanent love. It hurt. God, it hurt. Every time. Every child. Every goodbye. Every empty room. Every Christmas without them. Every visit that reminded us they weren't ours anymore. But it was worth it. Because on the other side of that pain was a child in a forever home. A child who was thriving. A child who'd been healed enough to accept love. To give love. To be part of a family. Leo was living proof. He'd called Jennifer mom. He'd bonded with Mia. He'd accepted Mark as his father. He'd let them love him. He'd let himself love them back. We'd done that. Our love had prepared him for their love. Our temporary had made his forever possible. That was the gift we gave. Not permanence, but possibility. Not forever, but foundation. Not keeping, but preparing to release. Emma arrived on a cold March evening. 4 years old. Scared. Clutching a stuffed rabbit. Looking at us with wary eyes. Not sure if she could trust us. Not sure if this place was safe. "Hi, Emma," I said gently. "Welcome to our home. We're so glad you're here." She didn't respond. Just held her rabbit tighter. Stayed close to Rachel. Not ready to trust yet. That was okay. We had time. However long she needed. We'd love her patiently. Consistently. Completely. We'd show her what family could be. What home felt like. What parents should do. And then, when her forever family was found, we'd let her go. We'd pack her things. We'd say goodbye. We'd cry. We'd grieve. And we'd do it all over again. Because this was who we were. This was what we did. This was our calling. Our purpose. Our gift to the children who needed us. People always said, "I could never do what you do. I'd get too attached." But that was the whole point. The attachment was the goal. The love was the purpose. The pain of letting go was the price we paid for the privilege of loving them. And it was worth it. Every time. Every child. Every broken heart. Every bittersweet goodbye. Because on the other side of our pain was a child's healing. On the other side of our grief was a child's forever. On the other side of our temporary was a child's permanent. That was the gift of foster care. That was why we did it. That was why we'd keep doing it. No matter how much it hurt. No matter how many Christmases we spent packing presents for other families. No matter how many empty rooms we had to walk past. Because children needed us. Children needed the bridge. Children needed temporary parents who loved them enough to let them go. And we were those parents. We were the bridge. We were the temporary love that prepared them for permanent love. I looked at Emma. Still scared. Still uncertain. Still clutching her rabbit. Not knowing yet that she was safe here. That we'd love her. That we'd give her everything she needed to heal. "Come on, Emma," I said gently. "Let me show you your room. I think you're going to like it here." She took a tentative step toward me. Then another. Testing. Seeing if I was safe. If she could trust me. I held out my hand. She looked at it. Considered. Then slowly, carefully, she put her small hand in mine. And just like that, it started again. The attachment. The love. The temporary relationship that would change both of us. The bridge that would lead her from broken to whole. From trauma to healing. From lost to found. It would hurt when she left. I knew that already. The goodbye would break my heart. The empty room would haunt me. The holidays without her would feel hollow. But right now, in this moment, she needed me. She needed a safe place to land. She needed someone to love her through the hard parts. She needed a bridge to her forever. And I would be that bridge. No matter the cost. No matter the pain. No matter how many Christmas presents I'd have to pack for other families. Because that's what foster parents do. We love them completely. We attach deeply, and then we let them go. That's the whole point. The pain is the whole point. Because on the other side of our pain is their healing. And that's worth everything. But I saw the hurt in Jennifer's eyes. The frustration in Mark's. They were trying so hard. Offering everything. And Leo was rejecting it. Not because they were bad people. But because he'd already chosen his family. And it wasn't them. The trial weekend had been last week. Leo had packed his bag. Taken Bear. Gone to their house for 3 days. When they'd brought him back, Jennifer had pulled me aside. He cried every night, she'd said. He kept saying he wanted his mom. It took us a minute to realize he meant you. We're trying, Susan. We're trying so hard. But he won't let us in. Give him time, I'd said. The words felt hollow. He just needs time. Do you think we're doing the right thing? Jennifer had asked. Taking him from you? He clearly loves you. You clearly love him. Maybe you should just stay here. Maybe we should step aside. For one beautiful, terrible second, I'd hoped she meant it. That she'd withdraw. That Leo would stay. That we'd somehow find a way to keep him. But then reality had crashed back. No, I'd said firmly. You're his forever family. We're temporary. That's the deal. He needs permanent. He needs people who can commit to him for life. That's you. Not us. But why not you? Jennifer had asked. Why can't you adopt him if you love him this much? Because we're foster parents, I'd explained for the 100th time. We're the emergency stop. The transition point. If we adopt every child we fall in love with, we stop being able to help new children who need emergency placement. We've helped 7 children in 5 years. 7 kids who needed safety and stability during their worst moments. If we'd adopted the first one, there wouldn't have been room for the other 6. That's very noble, Jennifer had said. But I'd heard the judgment underneath. The implication that maybe it was too noble. That maybe we should have chosen differently. Maybe we should have. The move-in date was set. December 23rd. 2 days before Christmas. Rachel had suggested it. Let him start his new life with a major holiday, she'd said. Let his first memories with his forever family be Christmas memories. It will help with bonding. It made sense logically. But emotionally, it was devastating. Christmas was supposed to be ours. Leo's first real Christmas. Last year, he'd arrived 3 days after Christmas. This year was supposed to be his first full Christmas with us. First time picking out a tree. First time decorating cookies. First time believing in Santa. I'd been planning it for months. The magic I wanted to create for him. The memories I wanted to give him. The joy he deserved after such a hard start to life. Now it would all belong to someone else. We'd done the Christmas activities anyway. Couldn't bear not to. Took him to cut down a tree. Let him put the star on top. Made cookies and left them for Santa. Read. 'Twas the night before Christmas, every night before bed. Tried to cram a lifetime of Christmas traditions into 3 weeks. Leo had loved it all. Had glowed with joy. Had believed in the magic. Had no idea that every activity was tinged with my grief. That every moment was bittersweet. That I was memorizing his face because soon these would be the only Christmas memories I'd have of him. And the presents. God, the presents. I'd gone overboard. Way overboard. Bought him everything. Everything he'd asked for and things he hadn't. The bike. The action figures. The shoes. The books. The art supplies. A year's worth of Christmas condensed into one overwhelming pile under the tree. John had gently suggested it was too much. He's not going to be here to play with most of this, he'd pointed out. It's going to sit in boxes. We should give them to Mark and Jennifer to distribute over time. Birthday presents. Rewards. Christmas at their house. He was right. Logically. But I couldn't help it. This was my last chance to give Leo things. To be the provider. To be mom. After December 23rd, I'd have no role in his life. No way to give him gifts or treats or surprises. Mark and Jennifer would be in charge of all that. I'd be relegated to the past. The foster mom he used to have. The temporary parent. The bridge he'd crossed and left behind. So I packed the presents into boxes. Wrote on each one what they were. Included receipts in case they needed to exchange sizes. Made a spreadsheet of what everything costs so Mark and Jennifer could reimburse us if they wanted. Turned my love into an inventory. My final act as Leo's mother reduced to packing tape and cardboard. I found myself hoping, just for a second, that the adoptive parent's car would break down. I hated myself for it. The thought had come unbidden. December 22nd. The day before Leo left. Mark and Jennifer had called to confirm the pickup time. 10 a.m. on December 23rd. They'd arrive. Leo would say goodbye. They'd drive away. And he'd be gone. See you tomorrow, Mark had said cheerfully. Mia's so excited. She made a welcome home sign for Leo's room. She can't wait for him to see it. After I hung up, I'd sat at the kitchen table. And the thought had just appeared. What if they didn't come? What if their car broke down? What if they changed their minds? What if something prevented them from taking Leo? What if, by some miracle, we got to keep him? I'd hated myself immediately. What kind of person thinks like that? What kind of foster parent roots against the forever family? Mark and Jennifer were good people. They'd done nothing wrong. They were offering Leo everything. Permanence, stability, a sister, a home. Everything we couldn't offer. Christmas morning was quiet. We opened our gifts to each other. Small things. Thoughtful things. The kinds of presents you give when you've been married 30 years and already have everything you need. I'd gotten John a new watch. He'd gotten me a necklace. Beautiful. Perfect. Things I'd normally love. But today they felt hollow. Empty. Because the person I really wanted to shop for was gone. The presents I'd carefully selected were in someone else's house, being opened by Leo without me there to see his face. I wondered what he got. If he liked the bike. If the action figures were the right ones. If he'd thanked Mark and Jennifer properly. If he'd thought of me when he opened each present. If he'd remembered that I'd picked them out. That I'd wrapped them. That I'd loved him enough to make sure his first real Christmas was special, even though I wouldn't be there to see it. My phone buzzed. A text from Jennifer. Merry Christmas. Leo wanted me to send you this. A photo. Leo on a bike. The bike I'd bought. Wearing the light-up shoes I'd picked out. Holding Bear. Smiling. Actually smiling. Another text. Thank you for the presents. He loves everything. Especially the bike. He's been riding it around the driveway for an hour. Then a video. Leo riding the bike. Mia running alongside him. Cooper the dog barking. All of them laughing. Happy. A family. I watched it 3 times. Crying and smiling at the same time. The bittersweet pain of successful foster care. Leo was happy. Adjusting. Bonding. Becoming part of his new family. This was what I'd wanted. What we'd worked toward. What the whole year had been building to. Leo in a permanent home. Safe. Loved. With a future. So why did it feel like my heart was being ripped out? John looked at the video. He looks good, he said. Happy. That's what matters, says. We did that. We helped him get to this place. Where he can be happy. Where he can trust enough to bond with a new family. We gave him that. I know, I said. I know we did. But it doesn't make it easier. It's not supposed to be easy, John said. It's supposed to hurt. Because that means we loved him right. We spent Christmas Day trying to find normal. Cooked a nice dinner. Watched movies. Called our adult children to wish them Merry Christmas. Pretended we were fine. Pretended this was just another quiet Christmas. Not the first Christmas without the child we'd loved for a year. But I couldn't stop thinking about Leo. Couldn't stop wondering what he was doing. If he was happy. If he was thinking of us. If he was adjusting to his new life or if he was struggling. If Jennifer and Mark were being patient with him. If Mia was being a good sister. If he felt loved. If he felt safe. If he felt like he belonged. He's okay, John said. That's what matters. He's happy. He's bonded. He's thriving. We did that, says. We prepared him for this. We gave him the foundation he needed to trust again. To love again. To accept a new family. I know, I said through my tears. I know that. But it doesn't make it easier. Doesn't make me miss him less. Doesn't fill the hole he left. Nothing will fill that hole, John said gently. That hole is Leo-shaped. It will always be there. But over time it will hurt less. The memories will bring more joy than pain. The grief will become bearable. When? I asked. When does that happen? Because right now, it feels like I'm drowning. I don't know, John said honestly. It's different for everyone. But says we've done this before. We've loved and released other children. And we survived. The pain didn't destroy us. It changed us. Made us more compassionate. More understanding. More grateful for the time we had. Over the next few months, we settled into a new rhythm. Visits with Leo every other month. Watching him grow. Watching him thrive. Watching him become more and more secure in his forever family. Each visit hurt, but also healed. Because seeing Leo happy made it worth it. Made the pain bearable. Proved that we'd done the right thing. That foster care worked. That temporary love could create permanent change. In March, Rachel called with a new placement. I have a little girl, she said. 4 years old. Her name is Emma. She needs a home while they search for relatives. It might be short term. Might be 6 months. Might be longer. Are you ready? I looked at John. He looked at me. We were thinking the same thing. Were we ready? Could we do this again? Open our hearts to another child knowing we'd have to let them go? Risk this pain again? Yes, I said. We're ready. Send us her information. Because this was who we were. This was what we did. We loved children temporarily so they could have forever. We were the bridge between trauma and healing. Between broken and whole. Between lost and found. It hurt. Every time it hurt. The attachment. The love. The letting go. The empty house. The quiet Christmases. The visits that reminded us of what we'd lost. But it also healed. Because every child who came through our home left healthier than when they arrived. Every child we loved was changed by that love. Made ready for forever. Given the tools they needed to bond. To trust. To accept a permanent family. Leo was proof of that. He'd come to us broken. Scared. Unable to trust. Unable to attach. And we loved him. Patiently. Consistently. Completely. We'd shown him what family could be. What parents should be. What home felt like.